Hello my over 40 ladies. Today we are doing 15 minutes practice for relaxing our tight pelvic floor muscles. Note that this practice is dedicated to relaxation of the deep pelvic muscles, of the muscles of the inner thigh. As a consequence, we're going to relax our pelvic floor. But you can also use these exercises as a stretching practice after your leg day, after other types of HIIT training, strength training, etc. This will help us reduce pain, reduce cramps, reduce pain at the tailbone zone, at the lower abdomen, and with time and regular practice, it will also help you to mitigate other symptoms of a tight pelvic floor. Let's start.
For this practice, we will need 2 yoga blocks and 1 yoga strap. Lying down on our back, we will start with few breaths that will help us to concentrate on breathing. That will be the central part of this practice. Inhale and feel your belly lifting up naturally. Feel your belly warm and soft. Lift your right leg and keep it bent. We will start with half happy baby posture. You will probably want to use a strap. I am a flexible person, but I like to use this strap because it makes the practice more relaxed. Please note that we don't need to lean back. We need to keep our spine and the lower back on the ground. And as we do it, we pull down our feet, keeping the shin at 90 degrees to the ground. Stay here. Feel the stretching at the back of your leg and try to come back to the breathing we've just did at the beginning of this practice. Feel that in this position that is a bit more complicated, you can still come back to your breathing with your belly soft, that is moving up as you inhale, and that is shifting down as you exhale naturally. And now we're moving this leg towards the midline of our body and trying to concentrate a little bit more on the stretching of the back of the thigh. I'd like you to try this nerve gliding movement. We point our feet and then we bend the knee and bend the feet. We inhale and we point the feet and straighten the leg. When we bend the leg and bend the feet, exhaling. Do this movement 3, 4, or 5 times, and maybe after that you'll feel more freedom and more flexibility at the back of your leg. You've noticed that I've straightened my left leg, but this is optional because this movement will make our stretching more intense, so you don't have to do it. You can do it if you feel the need of intensifying and it feels nice to you. Stay here with your breathing. And now we change in the leg and we repeat the sequence on the left side. Here you can see very well that my left leg, while it's bent, stays bent at the 90 degrees, and that my knee is wider than the chest. This is the correct position for this happy baby posture. We stay here and we concentrate on the breathing. You can always help yourself to intensify, to evoke the feelings at the pelvic floor using your hand. You need to concentrate on the breathing. And if you want to know more on the technique of this posture, of the happy baby posture, you can look another video. I will leave you the link below this video. Okay. Also here we are doing 3, 4, 5 movements of nerve gliding. We straighten the leg, pointing the foot, this foot, and then we bend the leg and bend this foot. Inhale and exhale. This movement improves our stretching. And maybe after doing this, you will be ready to strengthen the leg. I'm strengthening my right leg, but you don't have to do it if your feeling of the stretch was just so intense that you have to elaborate it. You can remain in the previous position because in this practice, we need to have control. We need to have the possibility to concentrate on our breathing. So we don't want this practice to be too intense. We don't want to challenge our flexibility today. And now we are ready to try the full happy baby posture with 2 legs bent. Now, you see I'm using the strap. I'm not leaning back. I'm taking my spine and I'm actually pushing the spine to the floor. And then I'm keeping my legs bent at 90 degrees. And little by little, I'm pulling down my feet to the ground. And here I want you to come back to your breathing. Inhale and feel your belly relaxed. As your breathing diaphragm, your pelvic diaphragm, your pelvic floor muscles have this type of movement that when we inhale, these muscles moves down away from the head, and then we exhale, they return. In some way they are closing. So you can feel it, or maybe you can only imagine it, but this is an important step. If we want to feel these muscles, we need to concentrate, we need to imagine this movement. So we inhale and we imagine the pelvic floor muscles, the pelvic floor area opening. And when we exhale, our belly moves down and our pelvic floor area closes softly. These are very soft movements. Of course, you can also feel, and it's probably that you're feeling the stretching sensation in the inner thighs, in the pelvic floor area, and that's okay, because this posture, if done correctly, will help us to stretch the deep pelvic muscles and the muscles of the inner thigh. Take a break in this baby posture. You can also relax your spine, breathe normally, and we'll repeat this posture of the happy baby, because it will give us the sensation of freedom and relaxation in the pelvic floor. It becomes more and more effective if done at least 2 or 3 times. So now we do the 3rd repetition of the posture, but I want to offer you some alternative. In this posture, we open our legs wide and the legs are straight. You can always help yourself keep your legs in the position where you don't have to make any effort. If your legs are slightly bent, that's okay. I recommend doing this posture at the wall, and you will see why. So we stay here and we're doing the same breathing practice, because this breathing practice is the center of what we're doing now. It's the key to relax our pelvic floor muscles effectively. So we're staying here and we are doing happy baby posture, or this posture wide legs open. If you feel tired, or maybe the stretching sensations becoming too intense, you can use the wall to help you. Without changing the position, we can put the feet on the floor, on the wall, on the wall, of course, and we stay here concentrating on our breathing. I'm sure you've got the idea. The idea is to keep our stretching relatively intense, not too much, not too little, because we need to think of our breathing. And now we're doing this posture that will conclude our practice, and we will need our blocks. I'm sitting on the block and I'm using another block to push the floor, to have this position where I can definitely keep my spine straight. And the most important, the lower back needs to be straight. We want to have our pelvis 90 degrees to the floor. And now we stay here, opening the hips and breathing. I'm a flexible person, but I need to push the floor with my hands here to keep my lower back straight. So it's not very easy. If you want to keep this posture for more time, for 2, 3, or maybe 5 minutes, I recommend you this variation. I'm using the block behind my back and the other block to sit, and then I'm finding the position where I don't need to do anything to maintain my spine straight. And here, yes, I can finally concentrate on my breathing. I'm closing my eyes and I'm trying to feel the connection between my belly moving and my pelvic floor muscles opening as I am inhaling and closing slightly when I'm exhaling. You can stay in this posture up to 5 minutes, or you can even do it separately. And if you do it separately, if you have 15 minutes, you can do 3 repetitions, 5 minutes each, with 2 breaks. This position is very comfortable. If you don't want to lay on your back, you can stay here. And this position is not, I would say, it's not so effective. It doesn't have that immediate effect as the happy baby posture, but it's very, very useful for relaxing pelvic floor muscles. For closing your legs, you want to use your arms. You don't want to make any effort. So be delicate. Help yourself. Turn one foot after another.
Like my videos, subscribe to my channel, and follow me to stay fit, active, and prosper at the second half of life.